Well, Newzroom Afrika's reporter Nasiphi Same is following the case closely and joins us live for an update and also some background. Nasiphi, good evening to you and thank you for your time. You know, you've obviously been following the story right from the very beginning. As you listen to some of the testimony, does it paint a picture of the community that you certainly saw a year ago when Joshlin was first reported missing?
Well, Naledi, more than a year into this case, looking into the disappearance of Joshlin from a Middelpos home in Saldanha Bay, initially we saw a community that banded together, hoping that they were going to find missing Joshlin Smith. At the time, it had been just a week when we latched onto the story, and a year later, the community is still feeling the same way. However, because of various commitments, many of them are unable to attend court proceedings every day, as this case had been set aside for the entire month of March, between the 3rd of March up until the 28th of March. And daily we are seeing a number of residents, not only from Saldanha Bay, but the greater Saldanha Bay, including residents from far and wide in the Western Cape, who have a keen focus to hear what exactly happened to Joshlin Smith. And I think the testimony by Lourentia Lombaard that started or commenced last week, Thursday, was able to fill in those missing gaps into the puzzle that is looking into the disappearance of Joshlin Smith, who has, in not too many words, put the mother of Joshlin Smith at the center of the disappearance of this little girl.
Talk to me about the confidence of the community that those that are facing these charges are the right people that we see up there.
Well, Naledi, a year ago, more than a year ago, from the initial stages of the disappearance or the search for Joshlin, the community for the longest time have always highlighted their concerns when it comes to the mother, saying that they believe that she knew more than what she was letting on. And I mean, weeks later, we then saw the arrest of the 4 people that appeared in the Vredenburg Magistrate Court around the 3rd of March. And among the 4 accused was the mother, Kelly Smith, her boyfriend, Jacqueline Apollos, including Stefano van Rijn. And we then there heard the charges that they were facing. This case moved from a missing person into a criminal case where now the 3 accused are facing charges of human trafficking, including that of kidnapping.
Yeah. What's the reaction that you get when you look at the community as they attend the testimony being given on some of the shocking things that we've heard? I mean, the country's still in awe over testimony by Lourentia Lombaard, for instance, that the child was sold for her eyes and her skin. So much reaction. What are the faces of that community looking like?
Well, Naledi, I think it's been over a year now, the community seeking for those answers. And I think the state witness, or former accused, now state witness, Lourentia Lombaard, was able to answer those questions that the community has been waiting for such a long time. And surprisingly, the community has just been listening in and taking in the testimonies that we've heard. And the testimony by Lourentia Lombaard that Joshlin was sold to a sangoma for 20,000 rand, with the reason being for her eyes or appearance, her eyes and her skin, gave weight to the testimony we heard last week from Stephen Coetzee, who had said that he met Kelly in August of 2023, who told him about her plan to sell her 3 children for 20,000 rand. And at that time of August 2023, we understand that according to Stephen, Kelly was waiting for people or a person where this exchange was going to happen. However, on that particular day, she had indicated to him that they had disappointed her previously, but should they arrive on that particular day, she'd be willing to even accept 5,000 rand. And further adding to that, that come January or February of the following year, which we now know as 2024, Middelpos will be turned into what he said, a movie scene, and that people and cars will descend to Middelpos. However, she or they will be long gone. So the testimonies that we've been hearing, or rather Lourentia Lombard's testimony, who was part of this particular plan, or rather privy to this plan, is filling in those gaps that we've all been waiting to hear as to what exactly happened to Joshlin Smith. More than a year later, she remains missing. We understand that that particular investigation continues, even though her mother, her boyfriend, including their friend, Stefano van Rijn, are currently before the Western Cape High Court facing those very, very serious charges following the very grim and horrific testimony that we heard from Lourentia Lombard this past couple of days.
You know, Nasiphi, one of the things that many people are watching is the demeanor of Joshlin Smith's mother, Kelly Smith. It's come up in the testimonies, not just in her demeanor recently, but also in what it looked like over a year ago when the little girl went missing.
Oh, Naledi, I mean, the demeanor of Joshlin's mother, Kelly Smith, has been at the center of this trial from its inception. Many describing that they were quite concerned about her behavior and the lack of emotion that she displayed for a mother that had a missing 6-year-old and people didn't know where she was. And I think one of the very few testimonies that painted a picture for us was the two police officers that responded that evening of the 19th of February, who said that they were concerned because she did not cry. It seemed like she was more focused on getting a hold of finding her boyfriend. And when they did eventually find him that evening, they testified in court that she was relieved. And instead of asking about her missing 6-year-old daughter, she instead asked about a gas canister and whether or not it had been filled. And if you remember, Naledi, we understand, according to the plea explanations as well, that Joshlin and her brother on that particular Monday morning did not go to school, and the reason that was given was that their school uniforms were dirty. But as the days of this trial continue, we are hearing different versions as to what the mother had told different people, which is another reason why people then started questioning the mother, whether or not she has a hand in it. And one of the other concerning revelations that we heard, or testimonies that we heard in court, was that of the station commander of Saldanha Bay, who said that he was taken aback when he heard the mother conversing with other law enforcement agencies, or officers rather, at the station, that this child, my daughter Joshlin, is making me famous. That testimony was given weight to by a TikTok influencer who goes by the name of Sheikh's Warrior, who testified last week that she, or rather Kelly, had said in her presence twice regarding the fact that she's always wanted to be famous and that she just didn't know that it would happen this way.
Yeah, very interesting. Nasiphi, thank you so much for that update. Our reporter Nasiphi Same speaking to us then. She continues to watch that trial as it plays out.